Hey Ragers, this is Tina Smash, Big Rig, Big Smash Radio, live at Rock on the Range 2015. And I'm not going to butcher your name, so can you pronounce your name for me?
Eicca.
Eicca?
Eicca.
Eicca.
Yeah.
Okay, Eicca, what's your last name?
Toppinen.
Okay, Eicca.
Toppinen.
Toppinen?
Toppinen.
Toppinen.
Toppinen. Eicca Toppinen. In Finnish, we are very precise. Eicca Toppinen.
Why did you go Ivan Drago on him? He's not Russian.
Eicca.
Yeah.
Actually, this is taking a tragic turn. It's 30 seconds.
Yeah. That a lot of people say that when they hear us speaking Finnish that it sounds like we are angry.
Yeah.
But we are
you
not.
bark when you talk. I'm going to start talking like that.
Yeah.
I've not once heard him speed up when he's talking.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what he's doing here.
All right, well, I'll figure it out. Anyway, you were from Apocalyptic. Congratulations on success and everything so far, the new album.
Thank you.
I have to ask you a question. So you're
This is a great question.
This is the first thing I thought of. Your parents, they probably paid good money to train you in all of these, classic instruments, and I don't know what they planned your future maybe to be, but are they upset, freaking out, angry maybe, that you are now in a rock band at Rock on the Range in Columbus, Ohio, and you didn't take the
my
classical
parents,
route?
they've been always supportive, and studying in Finland is free. It's always free.
Oh,
also,
okay.
university level
I did not
studying is
know
free.
that.
Yeah, it's a cool country.
That's awesome.
It's a little different than the good old
But of
US
course-
of A, where we don't promote music.
But of course, they spend a lot of money on instruments and a lot of time on bringing me when I was a little kid, to bring to the lessons. But they were really supportive. Actually, my father was, when we made the first record deal, he was actually helping us, with all the details and making sure that things are right. And they're totally cool. They love the band, and
That's
they're
awesome.
coming always to see the gigs, when we're around.
Yeah, my parents hate that I'm in radio.
Yeah, my mom asked me just recently when I was going to get a real job, and I told her I've been doing this for 12 years. And she was like, there's still time.
Yeah.
I mean, that was her response. But that actually, I thought was a really good question, because I would imagine when someone gets you a cello, it's not exactly what you're doing with it is the intended event with the cello. It's just not what it is.
Did you want to play the cello, or was it something that your parents said?
I wanted
hey,
to play.
you
I wanted to play. Of course, they forced me sometimes to practice, man. There are times in the teenage that the motivation for practicing is not the highest. But I think they were clever, because they told me, if you don't practice, stop it. We don't want. We don't.
Sure.
We
Don't do it half-assed.
Yeah. And then I was like, no, I don't want to stop. So I practiced.
Yeah.
So it was my own choice.
It paid off.
Yeah, it paid off. Yeah.
Had you ever heard anybody else play it like this? I mean, was there somebody you went, I want to kind of mimic what they're doing, because this is the first power cello I've ever heard?
Trans-Siberian
actually-
Orchestra was the only
yeah.
band
But they were
similar.
not. I don't know. Were they 16 in the beginning of 90s? I don't know how old they are.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never heard about them before I came to America.
I don't know,
But I was actually a member and a forming member of another cello group in Finland. We started around 92. We played 6 cellos. We played everything from Bach to Jimi Hendrix, tangos,
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
all
that
other
is
stuff. And that was basically on the background. I was thinking, I was a big metal fan. And I was thinking, if we can play Purple Haze with cellos, we should be able to play For Whom the Bell Tolls or Creeping Death or stuff like that. And that was how it all started. And we started to do this just for our own fun. We played in the small parties, student parties. At first gigs were totally acoustic. Then we started to use microphones, and it started to develop. And we played in end of '95. We played in the Rock Club in Helsinki, and based on that show, we were asked to do the record. And we thought, okay, let's do it for fun. We didn't expect anybody willing to listen for that stuff, from the album. And we thought if we sell 1,000 copies of the album and get a couple of gigs, that's cool. And then we've sold almost 5 million records so far.
That's insane.
So it turned out
thought,
something totally different what we thought.
Let's just do this for fun, and bam, look at you.
A lot of American rock fans don't understand. The guys from Avatar, I think, were telling us last year at Louder Than Life about how different the metal scene is in Scandinavia. It is completely different than it is here. Were you sure this was going to work when you brought it to America? Because this is very different than anything we do have. And they were telling us just that bands like Avatar, they told us basically they were a dime a dozen over there.
Yeah, I think we started, we made a first trip to America. We did a promo trip to New York with the first album. And then with the second album, America lost the focus on the band completely. So I think we saw the next 3 albums as an import. And then around 2005 we decided, okay, now we want to start to work again on North America to make the tours, pay for the tours. Because starting the career in a new country is always you lose so much money. Because you play small venues, but still you have to pay the crew, you have to pay the flights, and living. So that's when we started, and since then we've been focusing that a lot. We are playing maybe 200, 250 shows per album, and we are going to every continent: South America, Europe, Australia, Asia, and North America. But
that's so cool.
That's really cool. But now I think the major market is basically in America at the moment.
How is it that you finally settled on one singer? I mean, because that was part of the hype that started to build here in America. You were using Adam Gontier or Brett Smith. Now you've decided on Frankie. Now, I mean, it sounds good, but how did you pick and come to that decision? Because you worked with him previous.
No, we didn't know him at all. We were working on the new songs, and we got a lot of vocal tracks, and we came to the point, okay, we need to decide what to do with that. And nobody was interested to continue this featuring thing because it was also limiting. We gained cool things, with that, but then made great songs with the great singers. But the downside is that everything is so much depending on things outside the band.
Yeah.
So the record companies were limiting our schedule, releasing singles, and then also the live thing was not connecting, 100% with the album thing. So we thought, okay, this time we want to make a band record. We don't want to have any moving parts. We want to be able to deliver everything by ourselves for the album. So then we made a email out inside the business music industry that we are looking for a singer who will make the album and also all the touring on the back of it. And we got a lot of suggestions in, and went a little tape audition and found Frankie that way. But it's like he's a perfect match to the band.
Where is he from?
He's from Las Vegas.
Oh, so what's his name?
Frankie.
Frankie Perez.
That's right.
Frankie Perez.
The only one that I can really pronounce. Frankie.
I just picture the Craigslist. Craigslist.
Yeah.
Just imagine what the Craigslist thing would say about trying to apply to be the lead singer. I know you didn't go by Craigslist, but you've seen every band that tries to find a singer or a drummer on Craigslist. Like, wanted a guy who can keep up with power cello and belt it out. Like, probably I would imagine some people were probably intimidated by the idea because it's not a conventional band.
Well, what's Frankie's background? Does he have
He's been doing music all his life, and he was a singer for Slash for a couple of years. He was a guitar player in Scars on Broadway, and he's doing gigs all the time with people like Gibbons from Says the Top, and he's doing tons of different things. He had a metal band in the times in Orange County. On the times when Deftones, System of a Down, and Korn were building up. When they were nobodies. He was playing same gigs with his band all those times.
Very cool.
So he's a great singer because he's able to do every style. Different styles, and that's very much what's Apocalyptica about. Our basic core is on the metal. But still, we have a lot of songs that could be considered more like a pop tracks, like a pop ballad and stuff like that. So that is requiring a lot from the singer, to sing all the stuff, and also to nail down the old songs we did with Corey Taylor and all this.
Plus, it's hard to come into a band that's already
established,
and then a new member comes. As far as getting along and meshing together. And,
it was like it was a jump into darkness kind of thing. We were thinking, what will happen? 4 guys from North. Dark, cold Finland, and the guy with the Cuban, Spanish roots, born and raised in Vegas. Doesn't sound like a match made in heaven, but it turned out like amazing, great, because it's cool that Frank is so experienced. Also, we don't need to tell him what the whole thing is all about. He's done everything. He knows how to be on the road, how to do the gigs. He's perfect on the stage, and really, we have same sense of humor, and
we've actually seen
it's like a complete band.
Yeah, we've seen this working. I mean, Rob joined Volbeat, and they're all Danish. So I mean, it actually seems to be working in the rock world when you combine that.
Yeah, when it comes to the music final
is music when you get so it works. So you're gonna kind of focus on the States now and do some of your own headlining tours. Like, what's going on with you guys?
It's now next 4 weeks we are on the road in North America with headlining shows. Then we started doing some European festivals. We have a big.
Are you doing Download?
We are doing Download in the end of this tour. Yeah, on the way home we go Download.
On the way home we're gonna do the Download festival.
We have a little stopover
random Thursday.
I went to Europe for the first time last year, and I didn't go to Download, but I went to Sonosphere, And then I got to see Sabbath as well. He played the night before in Hyde Park, and it was amazing. I thought the metal scene there would be a little bit crazier, I guess, and maybe I was expecting too much. I thought it was very similar to the States. I thought it was very similar. One thing I will complain about, the pee walls that they have. I don't know if Finland has that. Have you ever seen this? You could go right to the pee wall in front of everyone and just pee.
I think it's funny. You think I need to go to a pee wall and wouldn't just pee wherever.
I'm just saying it smelled horrific. Yeah. Like urine.
I think Download is more like a metal festival than Sonisphere.
Yeah, it's a little harder. Yeah, Sonisphere is a little
like
softer.
All these big festivals, they are very similar.
Yeah.
You know, like Rock and the Rains and,
Carolina Rebellion.
Sonisphere, German big festivals, they were all the same. But then when it comes to metal festivals like Wacken Open Air, or or some Finnish like a midsummer metal festival, Nummirock. It's in the middle of countryside. People are crazy. Nummirock.
And it's
like
but that
it's like hardcore metal.
Sexy.
People are crazy wasted. And they are living in tents in the forest, and it's that's hardcore. That's a metal.
That's
a metal.
Yeah.
I would like to experience that just so I could see it.
Yeah, it's not clean and nice like here.
No shower, no problem. Metal.
I couldn't handle that. But anyway, all right. Well, thank you for stopping by. And what time are you guys going on today?
I think 2:15.
2:15. Well, I can't wait to see it because I have yet to see you guys live, so we're looking forward to it.
We're gonna be back in States after this tour as well. It's gonna be touring for the next 2 years. I would guess 200 to 250 shows. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
looking forward to it.
Hopefully you won't get bored of us,
Absolutely not.
Around.
Absolutely not. No way, man.